Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today, as I promised, I'll do big hit predictions for 2021. I wanted to do the video because everyone was doing K-pop predictions. I first saw KTuber Harry Potter do it, so full credit to her. Let's start. I think Big Hit will still dominate the whole K-pop industry, and I think it will grow faster in 2021 with its sub-labels. I think Big Hit will buy 3 to 4 new labels. I think that one will be a medium company, like Source Music, companies like Starship, F, or the most possible for me Cube Entertainment, or RBW. I think in the middle of the year, Big Hit will expand globally, because of the new changes of Weverse where a new artist was introduced, specifically Gracie Abrams. I think Big Hit will buy like a medium music label from the States. I won't give examples, cause I don't know majority of them. But, at the end of the year, Big Hit will acquire another Korean label, some examples maybe, Dreamcatcher Company, KQ Entertainment, or Vine Entertainment. The last general prediction is that Big Hit will have some sorts of dominance in the gaming community with the help of Netmarble. I don't know how, but I think they'll do something in that industry that will stand out. Let's start with the legends. I'll say just facts. They will continue to dominate the K-pop and the music industry even more. I think they'll have 2 to 3 comebacks in 2021 and 1 Japanese single album. The first comeback will happen around spring in April or May. I think it will be a mini album, and it will be or the last part of Map of the Soul, or the continuation of B, or maybe a new series. I think this album will have like a sound similar to Wings, or another dark side of them. Next in June or July, they'll have a Japanese single album, with a new single and Life Goes On Japanese version, or maybe a Dynamite Japanese variant. Next in like autumn, they will have a full album with their Happy and Bubbly Imagine that will give them a huge amount of success. This album will turn to be their most successful album of their career. I think they'll also collab with someone, maybe Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, or even Lady Gaga. In terms of individual activities, I think Sehun will definitely release his mixtape in 2021, cause he's been teasing his mixtape this whole year. Maybe Jungkook will also release his mixtape, but I'm not so sure about that, and also from one interview, Suga might also have some kind of third mixtape, but that's not that accurate. For TXT, I think 2021 will be a glow-up year for them. They'll have 2 Korean comebacks and 1 or 2 Japanese comebacks. I think they'll a mini album or in February or in March that will be a continuation to Minnesota, and then a Japanese mini with Blue Hour, and the new title track in Japanese and a new single. These 2 minis will do like their other albums. After this in August or September they'll have a full album ending the Minnesota 1 series. This full album will be a commercial success, and this will their most successful album that they're ever put. Everyone will talk about it, and it will be the point that TXT will not depend on beats for popularity like in previous years. Then like in the end of November, they will have a Japanese full album that will also be a commercial success in Japan. This internet doesn't have that much information about him, so that's why this will be rather short. I think he will release a single and will not be active under Big Hit. I think Lee Hyun showed his potential in the second generation, and I think he wants now to live a normal life. I think G-Friend will continue their careers like this year. Maybe this year they won't have a series like Labyrinth, but rather simple names. I think G-Friend will have 2 mini albums, cause they had full albums 2 years in a row. I think they'll have their first mini in summer, and will be another summer catchy songs. After that they'll have the other mini in September or October, but this mini will have a different imagine that G-Friend puts in their music. I think in 2021, newest will have 1 or 2 comebacks. If they have a comeback, I think they'll have a full album, cause they have literally only 1 full album. If they will have 2 comebacks, I think they'll have 2 minis like this year. I don't think they will be as successful as their other albums, because the hype around them kinda cooled down. This year will also be a glow-up year for 17. Let me explain. Recently, 17 have become million sellers, this year they will sell more. I think 17 will have 2 or 3 comebacks and 1 Japanese comeback. I think they'll have a comeback in March or April with a more darker side like Fear. This comeback will be successful for them. Then they'll have a summer comeback that will also be successful not only in Korea, but also internationally. If Cletus will promote them well, they'll go to American shows like James Corden or Jimmy Fallon. There they will hype for their new comeback in autumn, and everyone will know that one group, 17 will have an album. Then bang. When they'll come back, they will have a very successful album. This album will also be their best-selling album to that date. This is also short, but I think he will also stick to producing for other groups. He won't have any new singles, because the last single that he released was back in 2017 according to Wikipedia. I think Enhypen will continue to dominate the rookie K-pop industry, breaking records after records. I think they'll have 2 comebacks and probably a Japanese debut. The first comeback will be around April or May and will also be a mini album. Then I think around summer, they'll have their Japanese debut with probably 3 to 4 songs. Then to the end of the year, I think they'll have their first studio album. Maybe that will be the end of the Border series, if they go by the big hit group's history. Zico won't have any activities because he's in the military. I don't know much about him, but looking at his discography, I think or he will have a studio album, finishing his Dawn Defibrillation series, or he will have another 2 singles, continuing this series. Sorry, this internet doesn't have much info about him, but I think he won't release any new music because he parted ways with Million Market. If Miss Rona doesn't do anything wrong, Island Female will be produced. I think this group will consist of also 7 members that are multinational. This group will likely debut or in summer or in autumn. I think Source will also debut a new girl group in 2021, cause they only have G-Friend, so that's a little logic. I don't know if this group will be co-managed by Big Hit, but if this is the case, this group will have members from the Plus audition. But if the group is not co-managed by Big Hit, this group will have trainees from the Source Music audition. That theory leads me to the next prediction. If the trainees from Plus audition won't debut in Source Music's new girl group, Big Hit will form their new girl group. Some predicting the name of the group will be Hive Girls, that is rumored to be managed by HeeJin. It could be possible that this group will also be managed by Source as well.
you